A secret military lab on a remote island was conducting biochemical weapon experiments when a deadly virus accidentally leaked. The virus infected the scientists and soldiers, turning them into aggressive zombies that attacked everyone. As the base was collapsing, the captain ordered an evacuation, but the lead doctor refused to leave. When the captain tried to force him, a zombie attacked. In the end, the doctor was the only survivor left at the base. 10 years later, a special team was sent to the island. Their mission was to retrieve the research data and rescue a previous team that had gone missing. They had just 10 hours to activate a signal transmitter before the headquarters destroyed the island. The team moved quickly toward the lab, but they soon encountered a zombie. Despite being prepared, seeing a real zombie shocked them. The captain shot it, but the gunfire attracted more zombies. The team had to fight while retreating through the dense jungle. In the chaos, Chuck accidentally dropped the signal transmitter and didn't notice it. The captain scouted ahead, but was suddenly attacked and went missing. Paul, the deputy leader, took charge of the mission. Meanwhile, the bitten female soldier started transforming into a zombie. Before she could fully turn, Michaela, another soldier, shot her. Paul was upset by her decision, and the two argued. While arguing, Chuck found a rocket launcher, possibly left by the missing team. Suddenly, they heard gunfire from the base, suggesting some of their missing comrades were still alive. Filled with hope, the team immediately rushed toward the base. When they arrived, the place was eerily silent. Just as they were about to enter, a massive group of zombies swarmed toward them. The team fought desperately, struggling to hold off the attack. Luckily, survivors from the missing team arrived just in time to help them, and together, they made it inside the base. They headed toward the lab, but on the way, they encountered two zombie soldiers. Before they could react, a man suddenly ambushed them. They ordered him to drop his weapon, only to realize he was the lead doctor from 10 years ago, still alive. The doctor recognized Michaela as his daughter and led them to his lab. Over the years, he had continued his research and developed a serum that could suppress the zombie virus. Some zombies injected with the serum regained human consciousness, while others became even more violent. The doctor was obsessed with his work and refused to leave the island. He also didn't want the team to take his research. With the signal transmitter lost, time was running out. Paul ordered the doctor to be taken by force, but suddenly, the doctor attacked like a zombie. Several soldiers restrained him, and Paul considered shooting him. The doctor begged Michaela for the serum, and after she gave it to him, he returned to normal, proving the serum worked. However, Paul still hesitated to bring him back, fearing that the virus could spread in the city. Michaela was furious, insisting that the doctor was her father, and they couldn't leave him behind. She also reminded them that their main goal was to recover the serum. Paul agreed and ordered 2 soldiers to guard the doctor while the rest of the team searched the lab. Michaela and Paul looked for the serum, while Chuck and Jerome searched for a radio. Jerome was attacked by a zombie while using the restroom, but Chuck saved him in time. Meanwhile, Michaela and Paul found the doctor's computer, which contained all his research. They discovered that he had injected himself with the virus to study its effects. While copying the data, Michaela accidentally triggered the base's security system, which released the most dangerous zombies. They managed to get the data, and also found the serum stored in a refrigerated room before making their way back. When Chuck and Jerome returned to the office, they found that the doctor and the 2 soldiers guarding him were missing. Bloodstains covered the floor. They checked a surveillance monitor and saw their teammates tied up. Rushing to rescue them, they were suddenly confronted by the doctor, who was now holding them at gunpoint. Meanwhile, Michaela and Paul fought zombies on their way back, and when they reached the office, they saw Chuck lying on a hospital bed, barely conscious, with blood on his mouth. The doctor, realizing how bad the situation had become, admitted that everything was his fault. Paul urged him to help them escape, reminding him that the island would sink in less than 2.5 hours. The doctor agreed, but revealed that Chuck had been injected with the virus and was beyond saving. Paul, heartbroken and furious, had no choice but to leave Chuck behind. The group had to fight their way through as zombies attacked from all sides, completely surrounding them. Just then, the doctor noticed a zombie standing right in front of him, one that looked familiar. It was Kurt, the former captain of the base who had been bitten 10 years ago, right before the doctor's eyes. Now, Kurt had become the leader of the ruthless zombie horde. The doctor quickly told the others to take a side path, while he stayed behind to hold off the zombies. As the rest of the group escaped safely, the doctor was soon overwhelmed by the swarm of undead. Kurt still had his mind intact and ordered others not to kill him. Instead, he personally attacked him, unleashing his rage. After dealing with the doctor, Kurt and his zombie followers continued their pursuit of the remaining survivors. Meanwhile, as the group ran up a staircase, Jerome was suddenly tackled by a zombie. His teammates quickly killed the zombie, but it was too late, and Jerome had already been bitten. Knowing what would happen to him, he decided to take his own life, and the rest of the group managed to escape from the lab. Michaela and one soldier headed toward the helicopter landing site. Paul went to retrieve the rocket launcher that Chuck had found, while another soldier set out to find the signal transmitter. Using a GPS locator, the soldier quickly found the transmitter. But he didn't realize that the insects on the island had mutated too. As soon as he grabbed the transmitter, several mutated insects dropped onto him. Within seconds, the soldier collapsed to the ground. But just moments later, someone else picked up the transmitter. Meanwhile, Michaela was in trouble. More zombies poured out of the jungle, attacking from every direction. She fought back, managing to kill the zombies, but one of them bit her on the arm. She quickly injected herself with a dose of serum, but soon after, she lost consciousness. Paul finally found the rocket launcher and rushed toward the helicopter landing site. When Michaela woke up, the serum had transformed her into a half-human, half-zombie hybrid. With the virus running through her body, her strength and combat skills had dramatically increased. As more zombies rushed at her, she easily took them down one by one and continued toward the helicopter landing site. But on the way, she suddenly ran into Kurt and started fighting. Just then, the mutated doctor appeared, ready to help her finish off the remaining zombies. However, Kurt was no ordinary opponent. At the last moment, the doctor jumped in and saved Michaela just in time. He told her to leave immediately, while he stayed to fight Kurt. The two monsters clashed, exchanging powerful blows in a fierce battle. In the end, the doctor overpowered and killed him. As the helicopter arrived, Paul ran to the scene and found Michaela lying on the ground. But as he got closer, he realized she was infected. Michaela handed him the last vial of serum, making it clear that she wasn't coming with him, and Paul knew there was no way to save her. Heartbroken, he reluctantly boarded the helicopter alone. Meanwhile, the doctor found Michaela and held her daughter in his arms, apologizing for everything. He admitted that all of this was his fault. As Paul looked back from the helicopter, he saw a massive explosion erupted, creating a giant mushroom cloud that swallowed the entire island, turning everything to ash.